Ephesians chapter 4, verse 28. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth. Giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakadash, the blood and city apostles, elders, and brothers on down at Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from. And salutations to the whole elect. This is your brother, Rai Banyamyan, here to share another video, another lesson. I may title it Be Vigilant, Walk Circumspectly. But the source of the article is from CNN.com. It reads, Thieves in LA are looting freight trains filled with packages from UPS, FedEx, and Amazon. So I read the article. It's not too long. I'll share the video from the website. I'll give two or three scriptures and I'll close it out. All right. So Washington D.C. CNN photos and videos showing piles of empty boxes littered alongside rail tracks in Los Angeles County, California have gone viral as shipping companies say they've seen a dramatic spike in railroad theft. Some of the boxes and packages from companies like UPS, Amazon, and FedEx. Union Pacific, one of the country's largest railroad companies, says it may avoid operating in Los Angeles County following the spike in thefts, which it blames on lax prosecution of crimes. The containers and trains are locked but can't be broken into, Union Pacific said last month in a letter to Los Angeles District Attorney that it saw a 160% year-over-year increase in theft in LA County. The company claims that a December 2020 special directive issued by District Attorney George Casson that changed how low-level offenses are prosecuted has contributed to the uptick. Union Pacific said in its letter that in the last 3 months of the year, it made over 100 arrests of active criminals vandalizing our trains in partnership with the LA Police Department and Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. But Union Pacific, which has its own police department, I don't know that. I don't know they had their own police department. With jurisdiction over 32,000 miles of tracks it owns, said that even as it has expanded its security resources and partnered more closely with with local law enforcement, the problem isn't going away. After being arrested, individuals are released from custody within 24 hours, he said. Crime is associated with increases in poverty, which has increased during the pandemic. The county's directive was intended to combat social ills that come from misdemeanor convictions, such as difficulties with employment, housing, education, government benefits, and immigration. Studies show that prosecution of the offenses driving the bulk of misdemeanor cases have minimal or even negative long-term impacts on public safety. Gascon said when the directive was issued, our office is committed to working with law enforcement to ensure collective safety across Los Angeles County's sprawling infrastructure, whether it's at our ports or on railroad tracks. Alex Bastian, special advisor to District Attorney Casson, said when reached for comment, some cases presented to our office by Union Pacific have been filed, such as burglary and grand theft, while others have been declined due to insufficient evidence. We make charging decisions based on the evidence. Our office takes Union Pacific concerns seriously and hope to discuss the issue more in the coming weeks, he added. While we understand the well intended social justice goals of the policy, we need our justice system to support our partnership efforts with law enforcement, with local law enforcement, hold these criminals accountable, and most important, help protect our employees and the critical local and national rail network. Guerrero said the, the Association of American Railroads expressed concern about the crime increase in coordination with local law and where necessarily federal law enforcement partners. The industry is committed to pursuing all avenues necessary to address this criminal behavior, spokesman Ted Greener said in statement. So this would be another hit for their local economy in Los Angeles, with trains bringing beside the trucks, trains bringing a lot of freight and food and stuff. So if they decide not to operate in that county or in that city, it's going to cause more poverty, more joblessness, and more empty shelves as the weeks go on. So I just want to play the video right quick. I'll throw in a few scriptures and we'll close it out. All right.
It's like a scene out of a disaster movie. Thousands of boxes littering the Union Pacific train tracks in downtown LA. But unlike in Hollywood, these aren't props. They're packages belonging to people from all over the country. Thieves have been raiding the cargo containers on the trains that stop here to unload for months, leaving behind shredded boxes and things they don't want, like these home COVID tests. Sources tell me the locks Union Pacific uses are easy to cut, and LAPD says it won't respond to reports of a train robbery unless Union Pacific asks them for help, which LAPD tells us is rare. When we were out, we saw someone running off with a container used to hold smaller packages. We also saw an officer with Union Pacific chase after two other people who appeared to be rifling through packages. And this is video of USC campus police arresting one of the suspected thieves last month. In his car, an officer tells us this bag filled with lifted goods from the train tracks. A source tells me that these tracks right here were cleaned up just about 30 days ago. And already, as you can see, there are thousands of boxes littering these tracks. In other words, this is a very big problem. This is video of Union Pacific crews cleaning up back on December 11th. Around the same time, someone snapped this photo of boxes spilling out of the back of the train. We found this package and entered the UPS tracking information. It shows it's in transit and will arrive today. Did you send something back to Amazon recently?
Yeah. I sent several stuff back.
We also found an Amazon package with a woman in Washington's name and phone number on it. We called her and texted her a photo of her package. So there was something you sent back, but you just had no idea that it never made it to its intended.
Yeah, I don't even know what would be in that box, but I always buy so much from Amazon and send so much stuff back that I wouldn't even know what it was.
In a statement, Union Pacific Railroad said these rail crimes pose a serious safety threat to the public, our employees, and local law enforcement officers. We've increased the number of Union Pacific special agents on patrol, and we have utilized and explored additional technologies to help us combat this criminal activity. But local law enforcement who work around these tracks tell me they don't see thieves shipping off anytime soon.
All right, there you go. Next scripture I want to hit, besides Ephesians 4:28, is in the book of Matthew 6:25. All right, this would be for those who who is faced with a situation of being tempted to steal, to make your life easier. Like it said in Ephesians 4:28, says, "Let him that stole steal no more, but rather him labor." So you may say, "Well, I labored and I still don't have the amount needed to take care of my children, myself, my family, to pay bills or whatever," right? So this is where we need to trust the Lord. So in Matthew 6 and 25 it says, "Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall drink, or what ye shall Salakia." Matthew 6 and 25 says, "Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment?" You know, so in every situation, your personal situation. That's where you would have to have that conversation with the Most High. Wherever it is you got going on, one way you could tell the Lord, say, "Look, Lord, you know the exact amount of money I have and what I need to pay my bills." A lot of times you pray and you believe, and whatever it is, the sum of your courses, it may be less than what you have in your bank account. Meaning that after you take care of all the expenses, you will have something extra. The Most High might even work it out that way for you. But we need to pray and have faith, because He is in control of everything. He made the poor, He made the rich, right? And the next thing I want to add before I close it out, since a lot of these robberies are up and up, they're reaching for the trains and stuff. A lot of you brothers that do deliveries, you got your little bread truck or whatever, juice truck, or you do dry deliveries or whatever, perishable goods. Be circumspect and stuff out there, right? I want to end with that script here. Need to be circumspect out there, because to the brothers that do deliveries with trucks or whatever, you all could become target if you're not circumspect. So in Ephesians chapter 5 in 15, it said, "See then that he walks circumspectly, not as fools but as wise." So make sure you're up and about at night or whatever, or early in the morning. Make sure you lock the doors and keep your head on a swivel and be aware of your surroundings, right? And to those that are faced with the temptation of stealing, remember Ephesians 4 and 28 and Matthew 6 and 25. Have faith, and ask for the Lord for a spirit to endure whatever it is you are going through, because it is very easy for Him to make a way out for you. So have faith, all right? I hope you are well edified. This is your brother Rai Banyamian. Shalom.